Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
After a tough road trip, the Angels return home a long, long homestand. Houston Astros in town. That's in first place Houston Astros for the first of three here tonight. As we take a look at the standings in the American League West, mentioned the Astros, a 3.5 game lead over the Texas Rangers. The Angels, with the loss yesterday, find themselves at an even 500 at 35 and 35, 5.5 back. As we welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, and there's no question that the Angels offense continues to sputter along. Sometimes you see some good, sometimes some bad. Mark Gubza had a chance to catch up with the skipper Mike Scioscia and asked him about this Angels offense going into this series.
What is the key for the offense to get rolling here against the Astros?
Gooby, we need to keep improving as a team, particularly on the offensive side. We're doing some things better, but what's far more important than who we're playing right now is how we're playing, and I think that's what we want to focus on. Don't get distracted with a team trying to catch, especially this part of the season. Hopefully, we'll put good at-bats together and lead to some offense.
As we welcome Mark Gubza, that is a quick transition from the dugout up to the broadcast booth, and there's no question that they have some issues on the offensive side, trying to figure that out. On the pitching side, Hector Santiago's on the mound, and looking at the overall numbers, terrific numbers this year and good numbers against Houston.
Yeah, Victor, he's throwing the ball very well for the most part this entire season. Take a look at our AT&T Uverse rewind, going back to the game in May 7th when he pitched against this Astro club here at the Big A. Went 6 in the third innings of just one hit allowed. He had dominating stuff. Reason why he was so effective, he got that fastball inside on both the lefties and the right-handed hitters and mixed in a good breaking ball. His pace has been great, under control, but his velocity, especially on the fastball inside, has been electric for Hector Santiago.
The Astros will counter with a lefty themselves. Brett Oberholzer on the hill for the Stros as we're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back, relax, line up the first pitch when we return. Game set against the visiting Houston Astros. They lead the division with that 41-30 record. Hector Santiago getting ready to start his warm-up pitches. And we will take a look at the starting lineup as presented by the manager, A.J. Hinch, in his first season as the skipper of the Astros. George Springer leading things off in center field. He has ridiculous numbers of late, especially in that leadoff spot in a 14-game hitting streak currently. That's why he is in that leadoff spot. The Carlos Correa show has begun in Houston. He's the shortstop, #1 prospect for the Astros. He is batting second. Jose Altuve at second base. Evan Gattis at DH. It's Colby Rasmus out in in left field. Chris Carter at first base. Domingo Santana gets a start in right. Marwin Gonzalez switch hitting third baseman. He is batting eighth. Jason Castro batting ninth and doing the catching as they take on Santiago. This is his 15th game, 14th start of the season. 4-4 with a 2.77 ERA.
Yeah, we talked about how well he is throwing the baseball. 78 punch-outs in 81 1/3 innings pitch. The reason why he's been successful for me is his assortment of fastballs. He's thrown enough fastballs away, but his fastball inside, 34% of his fastballs this season happening on the inside corner or off the inside corner, which allowed him to be effective with his other pitches.
Check out the defense for the Halos behind Santiago. Daniel Robertson in left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun in right. The infield with David Freese and Eric Ibe on the left side, Johnny Giavatello and Albert Pujols on the right, Chris Iannetta behind the plate.
And Robertson, who's done a fantastic job out in left field for the Halos, showing some great speed, athleticism, diving for some outstanding catches in left field. He is fearless, a very good throwing arm. Put it on display in Oakland. Full out dives, getting that uniform dirty, and a good throwing arm also out in left field.
Hector Santiago ready to go as George Springer settles into the batter's box. Mentioned that 14-game hitting streak. This is his 27th game in the leadoff spot. And the first one tonight is in and out of the glove of Iannetta. And it is ball one. Springer hitting .284, 12 home runs, 26 runs batted in. Also has 14 doubles. In the leadoff spot, he's hit .381. I mean, the slash line for him in that leadoff spot is ridiculous. He's now ahead of the count at 2-0. .381, .440 on base, .590 slugging in the 26 games in that leadoff spot.
He's certainly a special player. There's no question about that.
2-0, and he skies one out the left. Playable for Robertson. It's kind of what we do. We kind of build them up to tear them down after they fly out the left.
Of course, our defender has to make the first out of the game, too. It's bringing it all together.
Our work here is done. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh, we'll maybe talk about this guy a little bit, though, now.
Carlos Correa coming to the plate. Finally called up by the Houston Astros. This is his 14th game. #1 overall pick in 2012. Native of Puerto Rico, just 20 years of age. And as excited as Angels fans were back when, remember, we were in Cleveland. Mike Trout got the call up to the big leagues. Astros fans equally excited about Correa, a very special player as he looks at a strike, and it's 0-2.
Playing a very demanding position, the shortstop position. Talked quite a bit about him in the pregame show. What a talent and a great kid.
Fouls this one off, and it's 1-2. Well, pardon me, it's still at 0-2. Hitting .304, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, has 4 doubles as well. Way inside. Had a freak injury last year that limited to just 62 games. An ankle injury, a fractured right fibula sliding into a bag in June. But it still hit .325 at A-ball Lancaster. Alan Ashby, the former Astros catcher, current Astros broadcaster, saying he could have been up in the big leagues 2 years ago. That's how good he is. This one's fouled back.
You can already tell in talking to Ash on the other side of this glass here, saying that he wants to learn, continue to try to learn at the major league level. Supreme talent, but also wants to only get better. See that a lot with Mike Trout. Started off with Torrey Hunter, now every second around Albert Pujols.
Correa spoils the breaking ball.
But that being said, when you're a pitcher, you're facing these great young talented players like a Springer now, Correa. You get excited about that. It's a challenge for you as a pitcher going against these very good young hitters, trying to get them to chase stuff out of the strike zone if you can.
He does not get cheated. Won't turn 21 till September. A pretty good combination that they have at Houston up the middle now without Altuve at second base. Jose is on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
Long at bat so far for Correa against Hector Santiago.
Lines this one to short. 2 down.
Good change up there from Hector. Got him out in front. That's one thing. His secondary pitches have been very effective because he's been able to throw that fastball consistently inside. He'll throw a fastball in, he'll back it up with another fastball in. And then it makes the changeup that much better. Because the hitters have to be aware of that 90-mile-an-hour fastball on the hands.
There's Jose Altuve hitting .287, 5 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Altuve's been in and out of the lineup of late, dealing with a little nagging hamstring issue. Has not played in the last 4 and in 7 of the last 9. Injury happened on the 12th. It was against Seattle. He hooks this one foul, and it was on a ball just running down the line at first base after he crossed the bag.
Yeah, .337 career hitter against the Angels, although Hector has pitched well against them. He's hitting .250, 2 for 8 against Santiago.
Not too often that the Angels have seen him in the number 3 spot. Always been that leadoff guy, or it seems anyway. He pulls this one to left. Robertson racing back there. Ball has some carry. Daniel will track it down as he steps onto the cinders on the warning track. And the Astros go down in order. We hit at the bottom of the first. Giavatella, Calhoun, and Trout coming up for the Angels. Socha starting lineup for the Halos, mentioned at 35 and 35. 5.5 back of the Stros. Johnny Giavatella back in that leadoff spot. Cole Calhoun in right. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols at first. David Freese batting 5th, playing 3rd. Eric Ivar short. Chris Iannetta behind the plate. And that's right. You've got Marte at DH today. So they're trying to change things up, trying to find some flow at the bottom part of that lineup. And Daniel Robinson will bat 9th and play left field. Taking on Brett Oberholzer, the 25-year-old native of Newcastle, Delaware, making his 6th start of the season.
Oberholzer, fastballs 87-92. There's a cut fastball, curveball, changeup. My keys, my go-tos against him tonight. outside coverage. Likes to throw his changeup and fastball away often. Cutters in, but most pitches away. Back to basics. Use that middle of the field. Don't chase. Don't think home run. Think extra base hit and single up the middle.
1 ball, no strikes on Johnny Giavotella, hitting .276, 3 home runs and 25 RBIs. And came oh so close to being the hero in yesterday's game in the 9th inning. There's a fly ball being caught at the base of the wall by Sam Fuld. That ended the game.
And he told me before the game today during batting practice, I asked him, did he thought, you know, he got it. And he said there's no doubt in his mind that he thought he hit that ball out of the ballpark. The ball, for some reason, just didn't carry in the day there in Oakland, which is not the norm.
2 balls and 1 strike. Third time in the last week Giavottella's batted in that leadoff spot. Trying to mix it up against a left-handed starter. Three and 1 now. Couple of stints on the DL already for Brett Oberholzer, just dealing with a left index finger blister. Halos have fared well against the lefty. His 4 previous starts. There's a strike. Full count. Oberholzer just 1 and 3 with a .635 ERA in 4 starts. 3 of those starts being here, so this is his 5th overall start, 4 of which will be out on the road for him.
Yeah, 27 hits in his 22 2/3 innings pitch against the Angels in his career. A lot of hits.
Payoff on the way. And it's a changeup. Good one. Giavotella strikes out for the first out. We'll check out the Astros defensively. Rasmus Springer and Santana in the outfield from left to right. Gonzalez, Correa, Altuve, and Carter in the infield from third to first. And Castro behind the plate.
Correa, as we talked about his ability to hit the baseball, he's been a very good defender so far at shortstop for the Astros. He's started all 14 games at shortstop. This one error, a .980 fielding percentage. Covers a ton of ground and a very strong throwing arm.
There's Cole Calhoun taking ball 1 outside. .264 average for Cole, 6 home runs and 32 driven home. Had a 1-for-3 game yesterday. The Angels managed 8 hits yesterday. Had 5 the day before. 1 ball, 1 strike. Can they take anything away from the start yesterday against a left-hander Kazmir and take into tonight's game against Oberholzer?
Well, very similar as far as fastball changeups, although he will throw a few more curveballs than Kazmir, but a cut fastball, and then changeup. And Kazmir a little bit more giddy up on his fastball, but similar plane he's going to throw at, similar spots he's going to try to get hitters out with. So yes, you can track the ball better.
They wanted appealing, did not go. 2 balls and a strike.
Cole 3 for 6 in his career was Oberholzer.
Two on now. Pulled foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tough month of June for Calhoun. Just a .230 average. Got off to a great start in April. Cooled off in May. And, now .230 in June. I'm still curious as to whether or not that has anything to do with the fact that Mike Scioscia put him in that 4 spot for a time, trying to generate some offense, kind of maybe change his approach.
And it does, because you become, when you come up to the big leagues, you're more of a line drive gap type hitter, but when you're put in that cleanup role, all of a sudden you switch your swing around a little bit. You become more of a lift and swing and try to drive the ball out of the ballpark.
Breaking ball got him. So back-to-back strikeouts for Oberholzer, 2 down. Giavotella on the changeup and Calhoun on a breaking ball, and Trout coming up now.
Hyundai key for this game tonight against Oberholzer. A little Def Leppard, Rock of Ages, especially the way these two have hit the baseball this season. Mike Trout with 18 home runs, followed by Albert Pujols with 21. A lot of the scoring lately for the Angels has been predicated around that long ball. These two have been crushing it.
Trout will look at a strike. Mike hitting .304, 18 home runs, it's 41 runs batted in. Pulls this one down the line, foul. Just kind of going back here real quick to finish up that thought on Cole. Last time he batted that leadoff spot, the end of the run in which he was the Angels leadoff man, I should say, May 17th. And then you can tell the numbers in May obviously dipped down and into June. Quick feet by Dino Ebel there in the bench, avoiding that foul ball.
In great shape, but always active.
Runs every morning. Pujols on deck. No score here in the first. Santiago with a 1-2-3 inning. Oberholzer trying to do the same. This one outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Halos here at home have played well. 19 and 15 here at the Big A. Because of the last road trip, they're hitting better here at home. 247 compared to 237 away from home. Down with a changeup. Oberholzer comes in and strikes out the side. 1 to the second here at the Big A with no score. Our finalists have been announced, and we want to help Corey win a trip to the All-Star game in Cincinnati to represent the Angels at Fox Sports West. Go to foxsports.com/fantastic all-star to vote now through June 24th. Speaking of which, the updated balloting came out today being Monday, so the American League vote announced today, National League tomorrow. Miguel Cabrera is now leading first baseman. He's $1.2 million plus over Eric Hosmer. Jose Altuve, by the way, is now about 400,000 behind Omar Infante at second base. Josh Donaldson is about 33,000 votes now behind Mike Moustakas at third.
Interesting how that's getting close now.
Yeah.
That's great for Pujols now. He deserves to be in the All-Star game. He won't more likely get voted in necessarily, but he definitely deserves to be on that team.
And Mike Trout now leads all outfielders with 9.148 million votes. Albert is currently 5th among first basemen. He's behind Justin Smoke. Yeah. How is that possible?
Angel fans, get out there and vote.
Three balls and a strike on Gaddis. There's the first baseman vote. Albert leading the league in home runs still. The other thing's fascinating. Nick Castellanos is third at third base. He's ahead of Manny Machado. This one fouled back.
Well, the one thing about Gaddis, he doesn't get cheated.
No.
At any point of the count. Especially when he's in a hitter's count. Old school, no batting gloves.
Pops this one out. Iannetta will come back and give it a look. And this one out of play. I think he went to reach over that the short netting there and cut the glove on the top there. So we'll reset it, do it again at full count. Gaddis hitting .232, has 13 home runs and 41 runs batted in. Picked up from the Braves in the offseason. Rasmus signing a one-year deal in the offseason. Houston trying to add some veterans to go with the influx of young players. This one's out toward right field, a towering shot, and it's playable for Cole Calhoun. One down. Astros, when you look at their team, have done a terrific job on the pitching side of things. They are fourth in the American League as far as staff ERA. Their bullpen's been electric. They are second best with a bullpen ERA of 2.56. But on the offensive side, it's kind of a feast or famine, led, of course, by all the home runs that they've hit. They lead in home runs with 103 hit on the year. They are fifth in runs scored, third in slugging, but 13th in batting average. So they can rack up some strikeouts. If they got on a tear from the long ball perspective, it could be a long game. As a matter of fact, they've had a multi-homer game now in 8 straight, which is an Astros record.
Yeah, they can crush the baseball, and I think you touched on it a little bit earlier in your conversation there, that the reason why they're playing so well is really has been their bullpen's been that good this year. That's always been an issue for them. At least we've seen since they joined the American League, they can have a lead, but they have not been able to hold those leads in the past. It's been solid. Their starting staff's been pretty good, but their bullpen very, very good, and that power.
Just off the plate. 1-2 on Rasmus, the left fielder, hitting .254. And the question early on for Houston was that we got all the time, right, from other teams. Is Houston for real? Can they maintain it? Can they keep it going? Rasmus fouls this one back. Well, you know what? They've been in first place since April 19th. And whether that's because Houston has continued to play good baseball and the rest of the division hasn't remains to be seen. But right now, they're leading the division by 3.5.
And some great young talent that are getting experience in a pennant race already.
And not only that, would not put it past them to go out and use some of the talent they have in the minor leagues to go out and acquire.
They've been talking about Cole Hamels from the Phillies, along with Dallas Keuchel. That would be a pretty good 1-2 punch.
Rasmus pulls this one into the shift. 2 down. Because I do want to ask you about that whole mentality of the franchise that is really was geared up for, you know, next season and beyond. You get a young team like this, you tell me if I'm wrong, all of a sudden they start believing that they can win. Forget about next year.
Yeah.
Let's go get it done now. Let's see if we can win this division and get into the postseason.
It happened to us when I first came up to the major leagues in '84 with the Royals. A lot of young pitchers, Saberhagen, myself, Danny Jackson. Some veterans as far as the offensive side, but they took a chance with all of us young pitchers. Saberhagen was 20, I was 21, Danny Jackson 22, taking that shot, and you took your lumps early on, but then you figured it out, and all of a sudden you had some veterans around you, the leadership of George Brett, Hal McRae, Frank White. All of a sudden we started to believe, hey, we were better than everybody else, and within 2 years we end up winning the World Championship. So when you gain that experience, you have good talent. Why wouldn't you think you got a chance to win?
Carter fouls this one back, and still an 0-2 count on the first baseman. Came in batting .204, has 12 home runs and 35 driven home. just off the plate.
And one thing, though, Victor, as good as that is, when you talk about home runs, a lot of strikeouts, and when you get close to that, those really meaningful games in September, then if they get there in October, it's very difficult to win a lot of games with home runs in those big games against very good pitching.
That one missed in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And as good a hitter's ballpark as Minute Maid is, they've hit better on the road from a batting average standpoint by 14 points.
That's amazing, because that is a great hitter's yard. Quick infield, very short dimensions all around except for center field. And that'll change next year?
Towers Hill gone. 2-2 from Santiago. Way outside, a full count. 0-2 to 3-2. Trying to finish up the second inning. He retired the first 5 to start the game. Brett Oberholzer for the Astros struck out the side.
Carter 4 for 10 in his career versus Hector with a home run. So you got to be careful where you throw this fastball.
And a swing and a miss. Santiago picks up his first strikeout. We will head to the bottom of the second. Scoreless.
From around the majors on the Carl's Jr. Sports Update. The dominating lefty on the hill for the Dodgers in the Windy City tonight. And Felix on the hill in Seattle against the team with the best record in the American League tonight.
Albert Pujols, David Freese, and Eric Ibar to face Brett Oberholzer. 3 infielders on the left for the Astros. Albert will look at his strike. .271 average, 21 home runs and 44 runs batted in. Career home run number 541 yesterday, and that was in the 8th. Tyler Clippard. That's a strike on the inside corner, apparently. And it was 0-2. Albert doesn't like the call. John Tumpane, by the way, calling the balls to strikes. James Hoy at first. John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, at second. And Bill Welke at third. Umpiring crew for the series. It's a ground ball left side, and what a play by the third baseman, Marvin Gonzalez. Carter can't come up with it. And so Albert will reach on the error, but just to get to that baseball, it's a terrific job by Gonzalez.
Well, he squared that one. Well, that baseball was by him when he caught it. And the low throw to Carter, able to scoop it. See, that baseball is absolutely by that shoulder. Made a nice play. Trying to get himself gathered to make a throw with the first base. A low throw, but what a missile once again, and a tough hop against Albert Pujols, but the low throw. And Albert had to get back to the base quickly because he made that turn because he hit the foot of Chris Carter. You have to go back to the base the intent to maybe go to second. He had to get back to the base before a tag was applied.
Here's David Freese. He takes low. Ball gets away from Castro. Albert trying to go to second, and he is in there. Oh, man. Pass ball on Castro.
Yeah, right off the glove. Gets away from him. Albert reads it, takes a shot. High throw to the shortstop side of the base. Then a quick kick by Albert.
Women's World Cup is currently ongoing, and it looks like A.J. Hinch is going to appeal the play at second. They feel that Albert maybe came off the bag. Remember, Altuve kept the glove on Albert. They're saying that perhaps there was a little separation there between Pujols and the bag. So in the second inning, A.J. Hinch is going to challenge this.
Let's see if he ever did leave the base. Certainly didn't on the slide. A late slide. We've seen that a lot from Albert. Knee is still on the base. Still on the base.
There was that little time there. That knee looks like came up a little bit.
But his foot is still connected with the base. It's an interesting challenge by the Astros. If they're wrong, this is early in the game. They will no longer have a challenge if they don't win this one.
So watch the left knee. It slides across the bag. And the glove of Altuve will come into the picture here in just a second. Tag is on. Yeah, looks like it came off the bag there.
But there's a tag on him at that point. That's the thing. At that angle. And that's that late slide. It's got to put a lot of pressure on Albert's ankle. And his hand is still there too.
Yeah.
There's at this point, then the knee's back down. Still really can't even see if the tag is still being applied. And the knee is still there.
I can see why maybe they would take a look at it.
See if there's any separation off from the base. And that's the one thing we've seen now with replay is they keeping the tag on.
Right here, the knee comes up. Now the question is, where's that left hand? Is the left hand on the bag?
And is the tag being on him at that point? And from there, that angle doesn't look like the tag is on his leg. But
yeah.
And the interesting thing is, early in the game, we're in the second inning of a 0-0 game. You might burn your challenge right here on a play that's going to be tough. And they called him out. They were right.
Yeah. That little separation, that knee popped up just a little bit, and that's the perfect example of why you keep a tag applied.
That tag is on the knee, stays on the knee.
See, to me, the hand might be on the bag, though. Now, and that's what they're seeing right there. Hand pulls off, the knee is still up in the air. So call overturned. So it's not a pass ball. 1 out, Freese with a 1-0 count. Freese hitting .236, 10 home runs and 34 runs batted in. Little nubber toward the third baseline. Oberholzer off the mound. Throws out Freese for the second out.
Oberholzer fields his position very well. Under control, fielding that ball. A good throw with the first base to get Freese. And a slow roller like that.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and Eric Ibar up. .250 average for Ibar. Had a hit yesterday, going 1 for 4. 4 hits in the series against Oakland. He pulls this with a left to base hit. But maybe turning the corner. The offensive struggles that he'd had for about a 2-week time span, 13, 14 games before getting that multi-hit game on Friday. So man on, and 2 down for Chris Iannetta. Just getting the start behind the plate today.
Yeah, he's 3 for 7 in his career versus Oberholzer. It's a .429 batting average.
On the season, 178 is the average for Chris. 3 home runs, 14 runs batted in. He caught Friday night's game. And had a couple of hits, 2 singles, 2 for 5. He's scored a run. Perez catching 3 of the last 4 games. They play Iannetta to the pull with that infield shift. This is a little number off the end of the bat. It will find itself into right field. Ibar will turn and head to third. Sounded as if Iannetta broke his bat too.
How big is that play now at second base by Altuve, keeping that tag on Pujols at this point? Off the end of the bat. Breaks the shift there, going the other way. And we've talked about it a lot this year. For when Chris Iannetta is swinging the bat well, that's where he's shooting the ball hard, is the right center field.
Alfredo Marte, the DH. 1 for 4 with the Angels this year. Called up a couple of days ago. He will take low. Second time that Marte has been with the Angels this season. Previous big league experience with the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Saw this a couple times in the game yesterday. A couple guys on. And able to get that big hit to score a run early in the game. It's a good hack at a fastball.
Marte was hitting .338 with Salt Lake, 15 doubles, a couple of triples, 4 home runs, 34 runs batted in. And oh, by the way, he was the winner of the club's annual cow milking contest when the Tigers were in town.
That's right. That's clutch.
It's a big rip. Comes up empty, 1-2. I think you've arrived when you've gotten to the big leagues, and in the game notes, that's actually in there for you. Cow milking contest winner. Blue ribbon. Fredo Marte. Ibar at third, Iannetta at first. No score here in the second. That hit him.
Try to jog it off or down the line. Look at a cut fastball. Just above the back knee, thigh area. Cutting action on the fastball. He's tracking it and hits him right above the knee.
So bases loaded with 2 outs, and Daniel Robertson, 9th place hitter and left fielder, gets an opportunity here. Robertson 2 for 10 with the Angels. Has 1 RBI. That RBI came with the bases loaded Friday night when he worked the walk.
See you working.
Halos with 2 grand slams this year as a team hitting .357 with the bases loaded. Breaking ball is in for a strike. Castro got crossed up, and it was still a strike. We'll go over and talk to Tilden.
First time with the man at second because Pujols was tagged out. You got to go through a series of signs. He's looking for a fastball. A nice job at even framing that near the strikes, and it was a strike. But he was looking for a fastball away and up, and a breaking ball down and in.
No balls, 2 strikes.
If you're going to be crossed up, that's what you want to be crossed up. Looking fastball and get a breaking ball as compared to the other way around. Looking breaking ball and get a fastball. It's more difficult to react quick enough to keep that ball even near the strike zone.
Oh, 2 on the way. And that is inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If you go with the patterns for Oberholzer, he'll throw a changeup now away.
There's a ground ball to short. Correa feeds Altuve. They force out Marte, and the Angels are done. They leave them loaded. We'll head to the 3rd with no score. The second, but leave them loaded. Hector Santiago back to work. He'll face the bottom 3rd of the order for Houston. So he's faced 6 batters. He's retired all 6. Picked up his first strikeout to end the second. That was disposed of Chris Carter. Domingo Santana, the right fielder, takes upstairs for ball 1. He'll be followed by Marwin Gonzalez and Jason Castro. Santana this year just 2 for 10 at the major league level. There's a home run and 4 runs batted in. That is driven out to right center field. That is a towering shot, and that is gone. A solo home run the opposite way for Santana, and it is 1-0 Houston.
That's a pretty good power that way. Second home run of the season. Try to get a fastball in. That's right down the heart of the plate. Literally right down the middle of the plate. Stayed back. A long swing and good power to right center field.
Big kid at 6'5", just 22 years of age. Like you said, that is big power going the opposite way here. Houston hits its 104th home run of the season. They lead at 1-0. That's what you hate, is to see a little momentum that the Angels have. All of a sudden come to an end, don't score, and all of a sudden quick shift in that momentum.
Yeah, that's the 13th home run that Hector has allowed. 12 versus a right-handed batter.
Marvin Gonzalez looks at a strike to even the count at 1-1. A shortstop by trade, getting to start at third base. 229 overall batting average, but he's hit better from the right than he has the left. A little 7-game hitting streak going. Good off speed. That change has been pretty good for Hector already today. A couple of guys off balance in that first inning. Correa, Altuve specifically. This one pulled foul. That pitch was up.
He's made a couple mistakes with fastballs. That one being a home run to Santana. That one, Gonzalez, he's pitched. We talked about that even coming into this game, how well he has thrown the fastball in. So in 41 pitches, 27 strikes. He's missed location on a couple fastballs in. It's effective against these guys, but it has to be located well.
Hector in his last start took the loss, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits, just 5 innings of work. Threw 100 pitches in those 5 innings. Still at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last win for Santiago, May 29th against the Tigers right here. That was the Cal Milky game, I believe.
It's good memory for you.
2-2. Full count. Jason Castro waiting on deck, 9th place hitter. And there's ball 4. So a home run followed by the first walk issued by Santiago puts a man on, and Castro coming up. Castro hitting .225, 7 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Game number 6, batting in the 9th spot in the order. He's been in the bottom half of the order for most of the season. Stanford product. And that looked like it hit him. Nope, foul ball. But no, to the bat. And it's an 0-2 count.
Castro 4 for 11 in his career versus Santiago.
5 0-2 counts for Hector Santiago. Only one
Just
strikeout.
one punch out. Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. Tells you he hasn't felt comfortable with his finishing pitch.
Really slowed things down on that last one. 1-2. Astros with a 1-0 lead. Domingo Santana with a home run to right center. 2nd home run of the year. Next pitch will be the 50th pitch thrown by Hector. We've seen that kind of creep upward over the last couple of starts where the pitch count starts to kind of get out of hand for him, which had been an issue for him, especially last year. Been able to manage it rather well this year. 2-2.
That's why you don't see a ton of decisions ever for Hector. To get those wins, you have to be in there in that 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. He's shown the ability to throw quite a few pitches, but He has those innings in which he throws a lot of pitches. He avoids damage done against him, but a lot of pitches thrown. It forces Mike Scioscia to go to the bullpen earlier than he wants to with him on the mound.
That is hit to right. Cole is there. One down. Gonzalez back to first. All right, folks, the Angels take on the Astros tomorrow at 7:05, and fans in attendance will receive an Angels Beach Chat courtesy of Chronic Tacos while supplies last. Purchase your tickets today at the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on at angels.com. And in case you were wondering what that hat looks like, here's our very own Mark Gubicza modeling it.
Yeah, it's a great looking hat. There's no question.
Especially with a headset underneath it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
No.
That's a good look.
Well, see, that's kind of all that needs is an A on there. And there's the giveaway.
Yes.
We're gonna need those hats this week. Starting to get hot.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Man on for George Springer with one out. 1-0 Stros. Springer hit a fly ball to left in his first at bat. And he will take upstairs.
Dangerous count against a guy who has been swinging the bat extremely hot. It's a time when you'd love to be able to throw a changeup, make sure you can throw it for a strike, maybe get it out in front and get a ground ball to Eric Ibar.
A lot of pitches thrown here in the third inning for Hector Santiago. He started the game going 6 up, 6 down. Gave up the home run to Santana, and Juan Gonzalez got Castro to line out to right. Behind in the count on Springer, 2-0. Correa on deck. 3-0. This is an Astros team that you don't want to give or gift base runners because of the threat of the long ball. Gets the benefit of the doubt there. Borderline strike. 3-1. Looks at a strike. He thought it was ball 4, but it did catch his zone.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pitch. I believe you're going to see Gonzalez going now on a 3-2 count. Fastball. Right at the lower part of the strike zone.
Three-two. This is lifted. Foul out of play.
And Iannetta was setting up in with a fastball. And that fastball was away.
Gonzalez takes off. Springer shoots one down the right field line. Could be trouble. Cole racing toward the corner and reaches up, makes the catch, and bangs into the wall for the second out.
I think that baseball had a chance to be a home run. Well played by Cole. Never took his eye off the baseball. Tracked that right to that short wall in right field. Yeah, that's going to be a home run. Well played by Cole. Drifted back. Had the hand ready to brace himself against that wall and held on to him as he banged into that short wall in right field. Good play by Cole.
So 2 outs and Correa at the play with a man on. A soft line at Eric Ibar in his first inning at bats. He's 0 for 1. Saw 9 pitches in that at bat. Paying attention to Marwin Gonzalez at first. 2 outs here. This one foul back. Gooby heads up. Went just to the right in front of Alan Ashby.
He's trying to frame that pitch.
I think he was squared up. He was ready to block that ball. He thought it was another Mike Scott fork ball. That wasn't scuffed. It was not a scuffed baseball.
No.
None of them were.
It was a split finger fastball with
right.
good downward action. Now, that baseball was screaming on its way in here.
Are you catching that one, or are you?
Oh, yeah, of course.
You're going to go Matador on that one. Gonzalez takes off. Correa swing and a miss. Throw down. One hopper.
And you wonder he's going to make sure he brings it back to first base, maybe. Yes, because of his swing, brought him out over the plate, and the contact made by Iannetta throwing the ball to second.
I don't understand the motion that John Tempane just made.
You're saying the contact made by Iannetta and Correa as he crossed the plate.
But I mean, he kind of put his 2 hands together.
As if it was a foul ball?
Yeah. Which it doesn't matter if Iannetta catches it. You
see
run on it.
You see the contact with the bat.
Yeah.
On
so
Iannetta.
maybe that's what that motion
exactly,
was.
That's why he brought him back. Sometimes you can just call him out.
Yeah. Rolled a foul.
Good angle right here on the follow through on the swing, and then as he's trying to throw the ball, Iannetti's hit with the bat.
So that's a good call.
Yes.
A lot of pitches thrown by Santiago here in the third. Fouled off again.
Up to now 64 pitches.
Next one's going to be the 30th this inning. And this is just the 5th batter. A lot of deep counts. Santana with a home run to right in the third to lead off this inning. Gonzalez with Milwaukee still at first. Down and in. Now Gonzalez will get the head start. 3-2 count.
Well, last game now for Hector in Arizona threw 100 pitches. He's pitched 5 innings. Game before 5 2/3. 106 pitches for Hector. That's why you go in 5 2/3 and 5, and that prevents you from picking up some W's.
3-2 fouled off.
And as good as his stuff has been.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's frustrating obviously for Mike Butcher and Mike Socha. His stuff has been excellent. Got inside very well against right-handed batters with his fastball. But what he needs to be able to do too is when you get inside it once or twice in a row with a fastball, throw that hard breaker ball down, and then it forces the hitter to swing over top of that and make no contact.
Now the 3-2, and Correa shoots one out to right field. Playable for Calhoun. Comes in now. And there's a lot of action, a lot of pitches thrown by Hector Santiago, but somehow limits it to just 1 run. The home run by Santana. Houston leads at 1-0. And we welcome you into our broadcast booth as we get into position here to say hello to you. Long homestand for the Angels. A good opportunity here to face the Astros and pick up some ground. But then you got the Seattle Mariners rolling to town over the weekend. The Yankees beginning on Monday. So if you're going to start to turn things around at home, long homestand, this would be a good time to do it.
It's got to be the offense, Victor. I mean, they've pitched well enough. Yeah, there's been some times where the pitching staff hasn't done their job, but you got to be more consistent. Use the middle of the field, go the other way. Don't try to pull everything against these pitchers, but you got to be more consistent 1 through 9 in the lineup. An opportunity last inning, and they did not score with the bases loaded. Mike Scioscia even said about that exact same thing today when I was talking to him. Just looking for that continuity and consistency in his lineup.
Top of the order, Giavotella, Calhoun, and Trout. So Brett Oberholzer has 3 strikeouts, 2 hits allowed. Punch to the right side. Altuve to his left. 1 down.
And now it's time for Tools of the Trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Carlos Correa, we talked about his overall talent here at shortstop. The leap, an outstanding timing play, able to jump up almost 10 feet, be able to make that play on a line drive. Tremendous talent at shortstop. Athletic, great range, very good arm, covers a ton of ground.
Cole Calhoun struck out looking in the first.
Saw that graphic, how he struggled lately against left-handed pitching. He's got to get back to that mode of hitting the ball to left center field, especially with a lefty thrown away against him.
This one singled to right. Beats the shift. And we'll put him on for Trout. Good piece of hitting there. Stayed in nicely on that one.
Not easy to get it through that shift there, too.
Trout struck out on a changeup in the first.
A couple of guys who grew up in the Philadelphia area, Philadelphia Philly and Eagle fans. Oberholzer from Delaware, Trout from Jersey.
So Delaware, you claim the Eagles, not the Ravens?
Oh, definitely Eagles.
Yeah.
Yes. Literally right next door to the airport there, Delaware is Wilmington.
Don't sneeze because you'll drive right through it. It's quick.
Aye.
A-ball team there in Wilmington. Trout looks at his strike. He's in the hole here, 0-2. 5 for 11 in his career against Oberholzer. One and two.
Well, last time the swing and miss it, a changeup down and away. On back-to-back fastballs in.
Check in on Calhoun. Taylor's had him loaded in the second inning with 2 outs, but Robertson pulled into the fielder's choice that ended that threat. Check swing. They want an appeal, and he went around. James Hoy rings him up. 2 out, second strikeout of Trout. 4th overall for Overholser.
See if he went on this one. I'll tell you what, from our angle, didn't think he went, and he didn't cross the plate. The Trout checked down there like Adrian Beltre does.
Didn't work out.
No.
So 2 outs now. Cole standing at first. Pujols reached on the error by Marwin Gonzalez in the second. He's 0 for 1.
Backdoor breaking ball catching the outside corner. Albert didn't like the call.
One down. Way inside, gets away from Castro. Cole will advance the scoring position.
Overthrown curveball. Castro unable to get his body over there in time, especially when it's behind the hitter like that, with the spin on a breaking ball. And Albert an opportunity with a base hit to tie the game up. 44 RBI this year for Albert.
Two one. Missed in. 3 balls and a strike. First base open.
You know, I was just going to say, what do you think, Victor? I don't think he gives him a strike.
No.
Maybe a change up here. He's thrown 50 pitches so far, 32 in the strike zone. I think he throws him a change up away off the plate or a fastball off the plate in.
They challenged him. Foul tipped into the mid.
You see where Castro was set up. He wanted that fastball off the plate and ended up cutting back and got a lot of the zone. 46 career home runs versus the Astros for Pujols. With Hank Aaron for the most, any player.
Three-two. Albert rips one foul.
Let's take a look at our T-Mobile game changer. First 70 games of the year. This is an Angel history as far as most home runs. Albert Pujols at the top with 21. Big names there. Troy Glaus hit 20. First 70 games, and on his way to 47 that season, which is still an Angel record for home runs in a season for Troy Glaus at 20 in the first 70 games.
He walked the point with the off-speed stuff. First walk issued by the left-hander. The Angels have 2 on with 2 outs. Overholser himself throwing a lot of pitches now. He's at 53.
Freese with real good career numbers himself. Versus the Astros, a .333 career hitter coming into this game with 8 home runs and 36 RBI. .288 batting average in his last 21 games for Freese.
Looks at a strike. Freese was out in front of the off-speed pitch in the second inning plate appearance. Bouncer up the third base line. Oberholzer threw him out on. Missed in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, you look at the outfielders here for the Astros. They play extremely shallow.
No doubt.
So I'm thinking in terms of arm strength, but you don't need a whole lot of arm strength for as shallow as all 3 are playing in the outfield here against Freese. Just going to reference it. It'll be important for Cole to get a good secondary lead, but they're playing extremely shallow.
No offense intended, but I better check out where they play with Johnny Giavatella's up. 1-1. Got jammed. 1-2. One, two. Oh, ground ball right back to the mound. Oberholzer leaves a couple of men on base once again. 3 complete. Houston on top, 1-0. Celebrate Christmas in June when the Angels take on the Mariners on Friday at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive an Angels ornament courtesy of Singevity. Get your tickets today at the stadium box office or online. That's not the ornament, that's the big old wreath. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Seriously, Clark?
Yeah. Looking forward to it. There's some of the ornaments hung with care on the batter's eye out there in the trees, center field. Jose Altuve laid things off. That first pitch nowhere near the zone for ball 1. Altuve, Gaddis, and Rasmus for the Astros here in the 4th. Jose Altuve hit a fly ball to left the first inning. 0 for 1. Dealing with the nagging hamstring issue. And this one lifted to left. One out, Gaddis coming up, DH.
That's 8 fly ball outs for Hector. A ground ball out and a strikeout.
Gaddis skied one to right. His first at bat. Like to throw a lot of pitches in that third. Needs a quick fourth inning to even things out. Also grounded to short. 2 down.
He's got a chance to have a quick inning here now.
And up steps Rasmus.
Rasmus generally pretty aggressive at the plate.
He grounded out to Giavatella in the second. Five in a row retired by Santiago since the walk to Gonzalez, but it took him a while to get those 5 outs as far as pitches are concerned. Next will be his 75th of the game. But still just a 1-0 deficit. 2 balls and a strike. Just not quite there as far as the command today.
Especially when he's been throwing his fastball to that side of the plate, the glove side of the plate. And that's away against lefties and against righties.
Called strike 3. Down goes Rasmus. Second strikeout for Santiago. There's that quick half inning we were talking about. Head to the bottom of the 4th, and Houston on top 1-0.
Welcome back. Your Angels are trailing by 1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. I'm Alex Curry, and this past week, your Angels held a contest asking fans to vote up to 35 times to get your Halos to the All-Star game for a chance to win a party like an all-star experience. All they had to do was post a photo to Twitter proving that they voted 35 times. They're here at the game tonight, watching from a suite with food and beverages. And one of those fans, Patty, actually got to come to the game early, watch batting practice, meet some of her favorite players and fans. You can still do that. Head over to Angels.com. You can vote up to 35 times through July 2nd. Let's get them to the All-Star game. Victor Kuby, have you guys voted 35 times yet?
Have not, Alex.
Get on that.
Be honest with you.
I'm almost there.
Yeah. Got the flip phone?
Oh, yeah.
Tick, tick, tick.
I need help. I need a lot of help in a lot of ways.
There's the understatement of the year. Don't we all? Oh, Ibar, Iannetta, and Marte here in the 4th inning. Eric had a base hit to left in his first at-bat. He's 1 for 1. Halos with 3 hits today. But no runs.
It's not a bad idea for Eric to push down the first baseline, force Chris Carter to come in on the ball. A lefty pitcher is going to fall towards third base. And the need for base runners to put some stress on the Astros here in their defense.
This one pulled down the line and backhanded by Marwin Gonzalez. Ibar retired for the first out.
Good play by Gonzalez. I mentioned earlier he's a shortstop by trade. You can see those athletic skills he has on display at third base. Backhand, spins around quickly, and a firm throw to first base. It's not an easy play.
Lifted out to right. Tampa playing very shallow. Now drifts over to his right. Almost drops that baseball. That hit him almost in the palm of the glove. There's no wind blowing here, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure where he was going. But it's a second out.
He's able to make sure that baseball did not fall out. See the end and put it up against his body to keep it from falling out of the glove.
Because the second hand up there wouldn't have done no, just as good. It's not cool.
Just to point out that the ball was moving in the air.
Yeah,
with the hand. That's it.
Alfredo Marte hit by a pitch in the second. One. Overholtz has got the changeup working today too. Just kept it down in the zone.
Just showing the fastball inside enough. It's only been 88, 89.
Full count. Robertson on deck.
Really tried to force that changeup.
There's the payoff pitch. Foul back. Another 3-2. Marte pulls a foul.
Well, you used to be able to say this kind of work counts against the starting pitching for the Astros. Get to the bullpen, feel comfortable coming back in a game, but that has not been the case this year against their bullpen. It's been very solid.
Got him. Nope. Foul. Castro unable to hang on to it. That's that changeup again. And there's a walk. So Marte has been on board twice. A hit by a pitch and now a free pass. The second walk issued by Oberholzer. See what Robertson can do here. And into the fielder's choice at end of the second. That was with the bases loaded.
Still amazing how shallow they play in the outfield. The Astros, all three. It means they're all comfortable going back on the baseball.
Robertson last year at 271 for Texas, 70 games. Originally a 33rd round pick in 08 by the Padres out of Oregon State. He fouls this one back. Texas bought his contract from the Padres last April. Angels traded for him in November. Busy checking in on Marte over at first base with 2 outs. 1-0. Houston leads it. Domingo Santana with a leadoff home run in the 3rd inning. Marte has 1 career stolen base in the big leagues last year with the Diamondbacks.
Certainly paying enough attention to him over there.
He had 3 this year at Salt Lake, a total of 59 and 10 in minor league seasons. I don't believe that's classified a threat, but never know. Time was called. Oh, 1 out. A ball with strike. Both starters now have really thrown a lot of pitches. Oberholzer got into trouble in the second with 2 outs. Just issued a 2-out walk here in the 4th. This one's fouled off. So it's 1-2. Had a 1-2-3 first, 3 strikeouts. And he's just been bombing and weaving. Had a good pitch on Robertson to get him out of the second. A terrific pitch on Freeze with runners at first and second. Jam him and hit a roller back to the mound. This will pull a foul. It's a screen.
He'll throw the cut fastball in, his four-seam fastball in, and changeup away, curveball away. 75 pitches thrown in this game, 48 of them strikes.
Really preoccupied with Marte at first base.
That's what you hope for as a hitter at the plate.
Missed it.
Well, he wanted that fastball and it looked like it just off the inside corner.
Eighth round pick by the Atlanta Braves originally. Back in 2008 at a Seminole Community College in Florida. He was part of the trade with the Braves that sent Michael Bourne from Houston to Atlanta. 2-2. Ground ball. To Altuve. He'll flip it to Correa. And they force out Marte. Nothing happening for the Halos here in the fourth. We will head to the fifth with Houston leading at 1-0.
Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimate of 31 miles per gallon. Visit Jeep.com for more information. By AT&T Uverse, more live channels on the go than cable. And by Subaru. Test drive the all-new 2015 Subaru Forester or go to Subaru.com to learn more.
Top of the fifth inning. 1-0 Astros, courtesy of a home run. Off the bat of Domingo Santana. He's due up second this inning. Hector Santiago. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Beginning of a long homestand. First of 3 against the Astros tonight. Night game tomorrow. Day game on Wednesday. Chris Carter takes outside for ball 1. 78th pitch thrown by Hector Santiago. 49 have been strikes. Matter of fact, both starters prior to that pitch even. 77 and 49. 1-1. Carter struck out to end the second.
Very similar spot as that fastball right there against Carter, although it's always dangerous when you go inside on a fastball against him.
This one sky to left. Off the end of the bat, Robertson comes in. Makes the grab for the first out. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Here's Santana, the right fielder. First pitch ball. Home run he hit was at the right center. Second of the year, second of his major league career. Santana getting some playing time with Jake Marisnick on the DL.
Marisnick, a very good defender in the outfield. Real good speed for the Astros. Santana swings extremely hard at the baseball.
Yep. Putting up good numbers at AAA Fresno. .320 batting average, 11 home runs, 13 doubles, 3 triples, 38 RBIs. OPS of 1.028. 22-year-olds. He looks at the strike. Originally in the Phillies organization. Now back inside, it's a 16-year-old.
It's been quite a few former Phillies on the Astro team over the last number of seasons.
Yep. A lot of that had to do with Ed Wade, the former general manager of the Phillies. Became a general manager of the Astros. That's a called strike 3. Got him on the inside corner, 2 outs.
That's a real good breaking ball from Hector.
Is Ed back now in Philadelphia?
No, I thought he was. Well, just touching that inside corner. Home action, trying to frame and bring that glove up in the strike zone, gets the call.
Marwin Gonzalez worked the walk in the third. The only one that Hector's allowed. This one line to left. So Gonzalez extends his hitting streak to 8 games. He's been on board twice. Snaps a string of 8 straight retired by Hector. And now he'll face Jason Castro, the catcher.
And that was a fastball down and in. Dropped the head of the bat. That went well in the left field for a base hit.
2 hits allowed by Santiago. The Angels had 3 hits themselves. Speaking of the Phils, they did some work on the Yankees today. Although Yankees almost came back. 11-8. Philadelphia won. Tigers over Cleveland 8-5.
Always fun when the Yankees come into town.
Yeah.
Here next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That division, that AL East, it's bunched up pretty good. Tampa lost today to Toronto. Toronto's only 2 games back.
Minnesota thumped the White Sox 13-2. Just 7 games on the schedule. As we take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Angels. 7 games scheduled today in Major League Baseball. Here's the upcoming schedule. 3 against Houston. Off day on Thursday. 3 against Seattle. 3 against the Yankees. And an off day the following Thursday before they head on the road. Castro pops it up on the left side. Drifts out to the outfield grass. Eric Ibar underneath it. And we will head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Handles at the top of the order coming up. Giavotella, Calhoun, and Trout down 1-0. 1-0 Houston leads at bottom of the 5th inning. Brett Oberholzer with 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 3 hits allowed. 77 pitches for the lefty. He's going to face Giavotella, Calhoun, and Trout. Top of the order for the Halos here in the 5th.
This has stayed away from the middle part of the plate so far. Did a nice job doing that.
Giavotella shoots one out to right field. 1 pitch, 1 out to start this 5th. Cole Calhoun singled in the 3rd. 1 for 2. Johnny, by the way, with that fly ball to right field, is now 0 for 3.
Not even afraid to throw his changeup in against the lefty. I always believe that's a very effective pitch for a left-handed pitcher to throw a changeup to a lefty. As all as you can do on that pitch there, if you make contact, is pull a foul.
Bouncer to the right side, trying to pull that outside pitch. 2 down. Cole 1 for 3, and here comes Trout. Hey folks, on Friday the Angels Baseball Foundation will be accepting new toys for the underprivileged youth in Orange County at the home plate game. For each donation, fans will receive a ticket voucher to a future game. For more info, just go to angels.com/community. Trout 0 for 2 with a couple of punch-outs.
Back to my Hyundai key for this game. Rock of Ages. It may take a big fly here. When Trout followed up maybe with one from Pujols to get this team rolling.
Two-0. Mike looking at a strike. Pujols on deck. It's off the plate.
And he's shown he will throw a fastball. He did this to Pujols in a 3-1 count. Surprisingly that he did so.
And there is ball 4. For the 3rd walk issued. And again, this is a 2-out situation for Oberholzer. Angels haven't done much in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th when they've gotten a 2-out man on base. But now let's see if Albert can do it. He reached on an error in the 2nd inning. He walked himself in the 3rd. Albert fouls it back. No balls and a strike. Albert hitting .338 in June. 10 home runs, 21 runs batted in. At .413 on base percentage, an .803 slugging percentage. That's .1215 OPS. By far the best stretch he has had wearing an Angels uniform. Oh, 1 now. Fouled back off speed pitch.
Tried to stay back a little longer than crushed that one. Fouled straight back. Trout might think about going here on an 0-2 count, anticipating something in the dirt.
Big lead for Trout. Upstairs. Outfield straight around with Pujols up. Playing still shallow. That was fouled off. There's absolutely no way that anybody bought a ticket up there ever expecting a foul ball.
Well, you know they didn't bring a glove, that's for sure.
There. That had a chance to get on the roof up there.
That'll be a first, the baseball up in that part of the stadium.
Unbelievable. Still at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trout with a walk, standing at first. And that is driven out towards center field. Going back on it to Springer at the wall. Gone! Big fly for Albert Pujols. 2-1 Angels. The red hot month of June continues.
And that baseball by Pujols, number 22 in the season, into the rock pile. The rock of ages for Albert. 46 RBI for Albert Pujols.
Career home run number 542. 6 shy of tying Mike Schmidt. 15th all time. And again, the 2-out walk this time comes back to haunt. Here's Freese with the bases clear. Bouncer back to the mound. Freese is now going to be 0 for 3 with 3 1-3 putouts. 2-out walk to Trout. A 2-run blast by Albert Pujols. 22nd of the year. 5 complete. The Angels now lead it.
Yeah, an elevated pitch, and Pujols, as usual, doesn't miss a mistake. The dead center field for Pujols.
summary. Been about the long ball tonight. Santana going the other way, giving the Astros a 1-0 lead. But Albert Pujols with Trout on base. Fastball out over the plate. 2-run home run. Number 22 on the season.
George Springer hits a one-hopper to Johnny Giavotella. The leadoff man retired for the first shot to start the sixth.
Well positioned, Johnny Giavotella to catch that well-hit baseball by Springer. One pitch, one out. Important.
93 pitches now thrown by Santiago.
542 career home runs by Albert Pujols.
Carlos Correa, the shortstop, 0 for 2. Takes outside. He's lying down, hit a fly ball to right. Including that last pitch that Hector threw to him. Correa has seen 19 pitches. So blame him for the pitch hit.
Still impressive for a youngster to be able to work the counts that well and foul off some tough pitches.
He's got, I was going to say this in the last at bat before he hit the fly ball to right field. Terrific plate coverage. Fouled off.
There is a guy throwing.
Watch Santiago pitch him away, and all of a sudden he still gets that barrel out there.
It's so exciting in baseball nowadays. So many really talented young players and getting the chance to play in the majors. Unbelievable talent on display.
Plays on. Full count. Trevor Gahn getting ready. Full count here on Correa. Number 1 overall selection in 2012. The highest draft pick ever out of Puerto Rico. This one's fouled. Into the seats.
We had 3 stolen bases in a game already. It's the phenomenal talent. Seen a ton of pitches, 25 of them.
Grounds this one to second. 2 outs. The previously highest drafted player ever out of Puerto Rico, Ramon Castro, catcher. 17th overall by Houston in '94. Isn't that crazy? All the talents come out of Puerto Rico. Here's Altuve. Second baseman's hit 2 flying balls to Robertson in left field.
Mike Scioscia would love to see Hector get him out here. I believe if Altuve gets on base, Mike Scioscia may indeed go to the bullpen now, but 102 pitches thrown for Hector.
Do you like the matchup of Santiago against Gaddis better than Gott versus Gaddis?
Yeah, I do at this point in the game, especially on the pitch count for Hector.
Altuve taking the whole way, 3-1.
The one plus would be Hector being a left-handed pitcher. If Altuve gets on first base, maybe keep Altuve for trying to steal.
Well, Chase would have been ball 4, so full count.
You know, Gaddis's numbers versus lefty versus righty better against right-handed pitching.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Altuve, and it's a 1-2-3 inning shutdown inning for Hector Santiago. Head to the bottom of the 6th. Angels leading it 2-1.
And now it's time for the Cardinals Junior Sports Update. King holds court versus the AL best. He's going up against Seattle's going up against Kansas City. Kansas City leading 4-1, and Kershaw looks to deal in the Windy City. Clayton Kershaw struggling a bit on the road this year. He's giving up a couple big flies in that game. We're going to show you one of them in a minute.
Ibar bouncing one to Marwin Gonzalez. Plants, fires to first, and gets Eric for the second straight time. One out.
Good throwing arm for Gonzalez at third. Here's that home run. Chris Bryant on a breaking ball. Not many times you see a hitter go the other way against Kershaw. A home run, two-run home run by Bryant. Ended up with 2 in the game. Clayton Kershaw has allowed 11 home runs this year, which doesn't seem like a ton. He only allowed 9 the entire season last year for the Dodgers.
Chris Iannetta 1 for 2, a single and a fly to right. Off speed upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Josh Fields getting ready now for Houston. Oberholzer 95 pitches. Two balls and a strike. Trevor Gott continues to warm up, so looks like he'll be coming into the game in the 7th. Three, 1. And there's the walk. It's the 4th one issued by the lefty. And we'll bring up Marte, the DH. Been on board twice. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd, a walk in the 4th. He's seen a lot of off-speed pitches, hasn't he? His first, now 3 at-bats.
And looking first pitch fastball, very aggressive hitter. Oberholzer is not going to give in and give him that first pitch fastball.
Oh, 2. And he tied him up with a fastball. 2 down. Change-up, fastball, down goes Marte. 5th strikeout for Oberholzer. Daniel Robertson coming up. Robertson to 2, hitting at the fielder's choices. A.J. Hinch coming out. Hinch is going to go to the bullpen here with 2 outs and a man on. Fields, the fireballing right-hander, being called upon to finish off this 6th inning. So we have ourselves a pitching change. First of the night, Angels leading at 2-1. 2/3. A.J. Hinch having a long conversation with his lefty, making his 6th start tonight. Spent some time with the with a blister problem. And he made one mistake to Albert Pujols. Albert did not miss it, a 2-run blast, and that's why the score is 2-1. It's our in and out, who's in, who's out. Josh Fields, fireballing right-hander, comes into the game. It's the 22nd time he's been called upon this year. 2-1 record and a 1.86 ERA. 31 punch-outs in 19 1/3 innings.
Yeah, power fastball, you mentioned that, from 93 to 97. Slider, curveball, changeup.
And all just for Dan Robertson. Robertson in there. Come on, man. 9th place hitter. Why do you got to face this fuzz coming from Fields?
Square it up right now. Let him provide the power.
Check swing foul. It's an 0-1 count. And then standing at first base. The other one. It is Oberholzer's responsibility. No balls and 2 strikes.
Look at that big difference maker between last year's bullpen for the Astros. Some of the moves they made during the offseason. That's 2 runs less. As far as the ERA for the bullpen, batting average against them is 189. Very good record.
One and 2. Top of the order, Giavotella on deck. That's a base hit to right field. Just punching it out there with 2 strikes.
It's allowing him to provide the power with a power fastball at 96 away to shorten up his swing and punch it in the right field.
So 2 on now for Johnny Giavotella.
To break it out the light wave here.
Yeah. It's about that time.
Yes.
Giavotella's 0 for 3. A strikeout, a ground ball to second, and a fly ball to right. Foul straight back. Fields a former Rule 5 selection from the Boston Red Sox. 0-1. 0-2. A first round pick at University of Georgia, 20th overall selection back in 08. And it was part of that convoluted 3-team deal with Boston and the Dodgers. Trayvon Robinson was part of that deal. Tim Fedorovich. Fields went to Boston, then got selected by the Astros as a Rule 5 pick. Ended up going 1-3 in 41 games in 2013. 4.45 ERA last year. Had a brief stint in the minor leagues, but since that stint, he's been really good. Control was always somewhat of an issue for him. Breaking ball chopped on the ground toward third. Marwin Gonzalez has it. And the Angels are done here in the 6th inning. We will head to the 7th. Halos on top 2-1. 855-1TWC. By Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast, free quote and see how much you can save. And by Hyundai, great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Top of the 7th, Halos up 2-1, courtesy of the Pujols home run in the 5th inning, a 2-run shot, his 22nd of the year. And Mike Scioscia's gone to the bullpen here at Santiago, north of 100 pitches today, lasted 6 innings, gave up a run on 2 hits. The run for Houston, the home run by Domingo Santana, that was in the 3rd. 4 strikeouts, 1 walk for Hector. Now it's Trevor Gott. 5th game for him at the major league level. 9 pitches thrown yesterday. And he's scheduled to face Gaddis, Rasmus, and Carter. Righty, lefty, righty.
We talked about Hector in the opening, how well he threw against Houston back May 7th. Went 6 1/3, just 1 hit allowed, no runs. Today, 6 innings, 2 hits, just 1 run allowed.
Evan Gaddis, the DH, 0 for 2. Fly ball to right and a ground ball to short. Off speed first pitch, and it's 1-0. Bouncer foul. University of Kentucky product, native of Lexington, Kentucky. Chopping back up the middle. Giavotella to his right. 1 down.
98-mile-an-hour fastball with movement. It's a ground ball out to Giavotella. He's been very busy last couple of innings. That's 3 ground ball outs his way.
Rasmus is 0 for 2. Grounded out and is struck out. Kansas City leading Seattle 4-1. That game's in the 8th. It's the only other game that is currently being played. Joe Blanton, Felix Hernandez.
Joe Blanton in position to get the win now. 2-0 if the Royals hold that lead.
Rasmus in the hole at 0-2. Another 0-2. Colby's brother Corey started a rehab assignment for the Angels. Remember, he had the abdominal surgery in spring training.
That would be a huge pickup to get him back. He was really good last year.
Did a terrific job too at filling in the rotation as well. Could be an option too if Weaver's on the DL for a prolonged period of time.
Although they got some good news from, as far as Weaver and his hip. Shouldn't be too long, hopefully, for Weaver.
2-2. Just pulled over to first. Albert will take it himself. 2 down. Stay tuned later tonight on the postgame show for the Business of Sports, brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Ford Torrance. 2 outs, bases clear, and it's Chris Carter coming up. Trevor Gott gives Mike Scioscia an opportunity to have a guy in the bullpen, especially with the absence of Rasmus, that can actually get into the mid-90s. A lot of pitch to contact type guys in the bullpen.
You get 2 power arms out of the bullpen. You have Gott and you have Cam Bedrosian.
Yep.
What you do, you have a number of pitch to contact type guys. You have to make some plays behind it, change speeds well.
This one lifted out to right. It's playable for Cole. So the young Trevor Gott comes in, retires the side in order. Stretch time here at the Big A. Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols coming up for the Halos, leading it 2-1.
Number 50.
Cole Calhoun to lead things off for the Halos here in the bottom of the 7th. The Angels on top 2-1. Josh Fields still out on the mound for Houston. Gave up a single to Robertson before getting Giavatello to ground out to finish the 6th. Cola 1 for 3 games, singled in the 3rd. Down the left field line, Rasmus playing shallow, heading toward foul territory. Will track it down for the first out. Base is clear for Trout. Joe Smith loosening down. Trout 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts, a walk, and a run scored.
That's a good fastball from Fields. You can bring it up there. That 95-mile-an-hour fastball inside corner.
1 ball, 1 strike. Richard Fields heading down to the minor leagues briefly last year. Since that stint, he's gone 6-4 with a 2.18 ERA. The last 61 outings. Closer for the Bulldogs at the University of Georgia. It's 1-2 now.
Pretty good slider to go along with his fastball, good curveball, and occasional changeup too.
Called strike 3. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. 2 down.
And now it's time for the top tier play of the game, brought to you by Marco. Albert Pujols, after fouling a baseball, was out of the stadium on the third base side, hits one out to dead center field. 22nd home run, 46 RBI for Albert Pujols. The machine is rolling.
Breaking ball in for a strike. 1 for 2 with that home run. He's also drawn a walk. 542 in his career now as far as the home runs. Another breaking ball. This one misses. That is driven out to left center field. A monster blast for Pujols. 3-1 Angels.
I'll tell you what, we've seen a lot of home runs from Pujols this season, especially during this stretch. But that baseball was seared out of the ballpark. Power fastball, but it was down at Pujols. That's a long way. It took no time to get out of there. He doesn't like hitting home runs against the Astros, by the way. Now 48 in his career.
Second multi-homer game of the season. The other was on June the 1st against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay, yeah, All-Stars. All-Star game for Albert.
5:43.
I love when I'm hearing the chant in the stadium.
First time since signing here. I think it's the first time I've heard this chant throughout the ballpark. Albert Pujols. No more tie with Hank Aaron as far as most career home runs against the Astros.
And he loves the history of the game, but said when his career is over, that's when he'll talk about the names he's compared with and passed by, and home runs and RBI, but some incredible names he has passed on the list as far as home runs, RBI, extra base hits.
The hope, of course, Doobie, is the fact that the Angels don't waste this performance of Albert Pujols. If he's able to sustain it throughout the course of the summer and early fall.
And he's catching up the good hard fastballs too.
Freeze cuts through that fastball, and it's 2-2.
That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that he hit out that quickly.
2-2. Freeze one around. And it's the third out here in the seventh. But Albert Pujols again. Second home run of the night. 543rd of his career, giving the Angels a little insurance. We head to the eighth, 3-1 Halos.
With the lead 3-1 over the Astros. It's the eighth inning, and that means it's Joe Smith time. Hello, Angel fans. I'm Patrick O'Neill. Join us after the game for our Angels Live post. Of course, we're going to be talking about Albert Pujols, and we'll have Alex Curry with interviews. Jose Mota will join me. The numbers that Albert is putting up in the month of June, absolutely incredible. Last 24 games, astounding numbers for Albert Pujols. Check it out. 15 home runs, 30 ribbies, and only 4 strikeouts, 2 home runs tonight. So he's got 23 on the season, hit 28 last year with the Halos. He's got 12 in the month of June. The record for any month is 13, a tie with Mo Vaughn and Tim Salmon. I tried to reach Kingfish, Victor, and Mark. A text call. He's not answering his phone.
He's mailing it in. Kingfish is in Arizona just hanging out. Maybe he'll make it out to the ballpark one of these days.
This weekend, rumor has it.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath. He's on a much-needed vacation after serving as the interim high school coach for his son's team. Taylor Featherston taking over at third base.
Go for the juster, babe.
Joe Smith takes over on the mound here to pitch the eighth. Santana, Gonzalez, and Castro are due up. And as a matter of fact, it's Preston Tucker pinch hitting here for Domingo Santana. End up going 1 for 2. Too much on Kingfish? I forgot he was still on the roster. Preston Tucker hitting .257, 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in for the former Florida Gator. One of the youngsters with power. And he will look at a strike to even the count. Trevor Cott, by the way, went 1 inning. He pitched 7th to ground ball outs and a fly ball out.
Looking more and more like Scott Shields coming out of that bullpen. The 7th inning guy right now for Mike Scioscia.
This one out to center. Shot back a couple of steps. Will put it away for the first out. Marwin Gonzalez, a third baseman, spins around here from the left side. He has walked and singled. Base hit in the 5th inning, extending his inning streak to 8 games. Made a couple of fine plays over at third as well. Pulled down the line, and that is foul. The machine is locked in.
Oh, there's no question.
Everything off his bat sounds like a cannon.
What's he have? 4 strikeouts this entire month?
Yep.
Took that back since May 28th, 4 strikeouts for Pujols.
And Gonzalez rockets one out to right. Cole back, reaches up, and it goes off the glove and off the wall. Ricochets back toward the infield. Gonzalez stops at second with a double.
Almost timed that leap to make an unbelievable play for Cole Calhoun, who earlier in the game robbed George Springer of a home run. Slider. Driven well to right center field. Leaps up and just over his head.
Castro, the catcher, 0 for 2. Fly ball to right and a pop up to Eric Ibar. Hector Santiago went 6. Allowed just 2 hits, one of which was the home run. 0-2 on Castro. Got with the scoreless 7th. Smith here in the 8th. Houston Street in the 9th. Castro base hit up the middle. Gonzalez is going to come in to score, and it's a 1-run lead now for the Angels as Castro picks up his 16th RBI.
Maybe we'll see a pinch runner. Gonzalez hit that ball off the wall for a double. Pitch down and just hit that ball right back up through the middle. A chance to expand the strike zone, a little bit too much at the strike zone. Even though it was down, tried to get him to chase something.
Springer, a big rip and rolls it foul. First game in which Joe Smith has allowed a run since he gave up those 4 right here against the San Diego Padres on May 26th. Springer 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs and a ground out. Tap foul. Springer's first plate appearance against Joe Smith. Slider got him looking down. Goes Springer, 2 down.
Great location, that slider at the couple fastballs. Made him aware of the fastball inside first. AJ Hinch thinks that pitch was away, but that got a lot of the strike zone. Springer seeing that baseball is down. Look at our Fox tracks. That outside corner by quite a bit. Perfect pitcher's pitch. Snap the slider off. Great location. Nice job by Ana to framing that, keeping that there.
Not happy, but more than likely change his mind once he sees it on video a little bit later. Pitcher's pitch, that's for sure. Correa takes down an in. The shortstop 0 for 3, a line out, a fly ball to right, and a ground ball to second. The 26th pitch that Correa has seen in tonight's game. Playing him for the pitch count. Off his foot. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error, 2 left on for the Astros. 3 runs, 6 hits, 8 left on for the Angels. Had some opportunities early on. Did not capitalize, so they've had to rely on Albert Pujols for all 3 runs. 2-run shot in the 5th, a solo shot in the 7th. 1-1. Missed in. 2 balls and a strike.
Oh, nasty pitch. A little bit of a quick pitch, too, to throw his timing off. With that 2-seamer underneath his hands.
Two. Slider way outside, a full count. Get a head start over at first base for Jason Castro without Altuve on deck. Three-two on the way. And he takes ball 4. So 2 on now with 2 outs. And Jose Altuve coming up. Altuve hitless tonight, 0 for 3. And hitless in his career against Joe Smith, 0 for 9. Tying run at second base. And still no pinch runner. A little surprised that?
Yeah.
Castro running at
I
second.
thought maybe even when he was at first base, he runs pretty well. But still, I thought maybe that's something that A.J. Hinch would go to.
Mike Butcher's coming out here. "17 pitches thrown by Joe, 12 have been strikes." Looks like it's Houston Street starting to stretch out in the pen. Just one of those meetings on the mound that a stall tactic to get the bullpen ready. Not much Mike Butcher can tell Joe Smith that he doesn't already know, especially when you've got a guy at the plate with the history against Joe.
And he's faced the Astros 20 times.
Castro at second, the tying run. Correa at first base. The first one to Altuve is a sinking fastball down and in. Altuve with a couple of fly balls to left and then a strikeout. His last batter that Hector Santiago faced in the 6th inning. 3-2 here in the 8th inning with 2 outs. Outfield very shallow. Robertson, Trout, and Calhoun from left to right. One. Foul. 1-2.
And that 2-seamer back inside again. And it's one of those times where Cole in right field, if he throws a slider away, he's got to be prepared to come in on a baseball. He's looking in at Dean Weeble, wonder if to come in or not in right field, just in case he flares one out to that way in right field.
Tapper foul off the body. Outside now. Slider. That was fouled off.
why you got to be ready if you're Cole out in right field right now.
Cole's preference always to play a little bit deeper of an outfield. But he is in here. And even coming in a couple of more steps with Altuve up. Was just trying to put the ball in play somewhere. Evan Gattis on deck. Should we get that far? Another 1-2 pitch. Fastball. 2-2. Now the ideal situation is to make sure you get the out here, put the ball in play here, as opposed to giving the runners a head start on a 3-2 situation.
As an infielder, you got to do everything you can to make sure you keep that ball in the infield here also.
Chopper toward third base. Featherston gets it into foul territory. Thankfully, otherwise it's an infield base hit and they're loaded up.
Good decision by Featherston to go in there and cut that right on the just outside the third base line. You're not going to throw Altuve out going down the line, even with that strong arm that Featherston has.
One run in for Houston here in the 8th. A double by Marwin Gonzalez, and then the single by Castro. There's Castro leading off at second. Altuve's in 8 pitches so far from Joe Smith. Breaking ball hit to left field. Robertson was playing in, now has to race back near the wall. Dives, can't get it. It goes over the wall. It ties this game up, and Correa will have to stop at third. With Robertson playing in, he had to go on a dead sprint into the corner and made a valiant effort to dive for that baseball. And fortunately, dare I say, it goes as a ground rule double because it keeps the go-ahead run at third base, and that's going to be it for Joe Smith.
What an effort, though, by Robertson. Just by the glove. Almost made an unreal catch. Full extension on the dive and then a warning track and sliding into the wall.
Pitching change. Houston's 3 coming on to relief. We're tied at 3. tie as Joe Smith gives up 2 runs. Jose Altuve picking up the RBI double that scored the tying run. Houston pitching in his 28th game, 2-2 record, 2.33 ERA, 20 saves on the year. And he will face Evan Gattis here with runners at second and third. Correa, the base runner, third base. Altuve at second. The double, his 12th of the year. The RBI is 29th. Both belong to Smith.
That's the one pitch that really was elevating that whole sequence against Altuve. And he hooks it right down in that corner. One hops it into the stands.
And with the outfield playing in, take away the Flair single. There's nothing that Robertson could do. Great effort even just to make it close. First one to Gattis is down low. Astros DH 0 for 3. A fly ball to right, a ground ball to short, and a ground ball to second.
I mean, Joe had only allowed 1 earned run against Houston in his career. 0.53 ERA. Covered 19 games over 17 innings for Joe against the Astros.
2 runs on 3 hits, a walk and a strikeout. It's a 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Halos in the bottom of the 8th inning have Ibar, Iannetta, and Marte due up. We could see a pinch hitter for Marte. Chad Qualls has been loosening for the Astros. There's the big man. One, 2 from Street. Swing and a miss. Down goes Gattis. And Street closes this one off. But not before the Astros tie it up. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It is a 3-3 game.
We are tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Check out tomorrow's starting pitcher, brought to you by Chevron. Owen McHugh, 7-3 with an ERA just over 5, taking on C.J. Wilson, who's 5-5 with a solid 3.339 ERA. Be his 15th start, coming off a couple of very solid efforts for C.J. Wilson.
Chad Qualls takes over on the mound for the Astros. 28th game for the right-hander. As Preston Tucker stays in the game, he is in right field. He pinch hit for Domingo Santana. Eric Ibar to lead things off. Chris Iannetta, and then let's see what Mike Scioscia does with the DH spot. Alfredo Marte scheduled third. Qualls takes over for Josh Fields, who ended up going an inning and a third. 2 hits, including the Pujols home run, 2 strikeouts and a run allowed.
And Qualls 1-2 in his career versus the Angels with an ERA 8.56, including 0-1 this year with an ERA at 12. So he has struggled against the Angels in his career.
Two balls and a strike. Qualls is on. He's a ground ball pitcher. 2-1 now. Bouncer off the foot. Ibar is 1 for 3. He singled into second, and he's grounded out twice to Marlon Gonzalez. Two. Down low.
You're going to see a lot of sliders from Qualls. 43% of his pitches are sliders. Not overpowering with his fastball. 90 to 94 range. And we'll throw an occasional split finger fastball also.
Ground ball back up the middle. That's a base hit. Leadoff man on board to start the 8th.
So Chris Iannetta pulled back into the dugout.
And Efren Navarro will pinch hit for Iannetta, who ends up going 1 for 2. Carlos Perez take over behind the plate. Well, in Efren, you've got a guy that can handle the bat well. Ibar with decent speed, so maybe you start something. Marlon Gonzalez in on the grass at third, anticipating a bunt. Showing bunt, and he offered at it. It's an 0-1 count. Wouldn't be surprised to see Scioscia take it off and go let him swing away now.
That's when you're thinking about it.
Looks at a strike, and 0-2. Mike Scioscia apparently feeling more confident in Efren Navarro's ability to get a bunt down than that of Chris Iannetta.
Well, we've talked about that a couple times this year, and Chris Iannetta has never really done that. I wonder when he would do it, and that's why he got the pinch hitter up here to be able to square around and get a bunt down.
(0-2) pulled foul. I know that's Scioscia's job. Just as a fan sitting at home, it's almost, to me, the waste of a pretty good hitter, good contact guy in Efren Navarro to come up and sacrifice.
Yeah, late games though, when you're at home, you like that opportunity to have a runner in scoring position.
My point being, have someone else do that and then pinch hit the left-handed batter for the next guy on deck.
You already have Featherston in the game for. Oh, that was as good as a bunt, though.
Yeah, how about this? There's a gift. That was an overthrown pitch by Chad Qualls.
That fastball missed by a bunch. Castro was setting up off the outside corner.
Just got a piece of it. Keeps his at-bat alive as the count remains at 1-2.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the options that Mike Scioscia would have in that scenario to bunt. There's really no other option with Featherston in the game, taking over third base for Freeze.
You let Ainetta bunt.
Well, he's never bunted. He's asked. You know, we've asked that question a number of times.
I know.
And that's the thing. The trust in now, especially for Efren, is to get that ground ball at the very least to the right side of the infield.
Joe Thatcher getting ready, the former Angel.
It's surprising he's staying inside with his slider and fastball, which is a better opportunity for Efren to get a ground ball to the right side of the infield instead of going away.
Colby Rasmus playing very shallow in left field, just in the left part of your screen and toward the foul line. Carter deep at first and toward the line.
And again, another slider down and in. A good opportunity for Efren to get the job done.
Fredo having fun. Ibar with a single, the wild pitch advancing him into scoring position. To shallow center. Correa racing out there, and he'll make the catch.
What a play.
Wow.
That's an amazing play to go back that far on a pop-up. Well, Springer took a step back initially, then tried to charge that fly ball. And Correa over the shoulder play. It's an outstanding defensive play.
You said Springer got fooled on the swing there, so he kind of broke back. Correa doesn't get there, forget it, so it'll fall in there. Matt Joyce is going to pinch hit here, and that means A.J. Hinch is going to go to the bullpen and bring in Joe Thatcher. So we have ourselves a pitching change. We are in the 8th inning. Go-ahead run standing in scoring position, and Eric Ibar. Thatcher coming in. And this game tied at 3. at second base in a tie ball game. Matt Joyce pinch hitting here in the 8th inning, so A.J. Hinch goes to his lefty, Joe Thatcher. Thatcher pitching in his 26th game, 1-1 record and a 1.76 ERA. 15 and a third innings, 12 hits, 19 strikeouts, and 5 walks. 16 games for the Angels last season. Also had an ankle injury, limited him. Matt Joyce hitting 186 on the season, 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in, 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter. 3 infielders on the right side. Marwin Gonzalez, the only guy left on the left. He's over at third base. Outfield still very shallow. One ball, no strikes. Lefties hit 206 against Thatcher. 2-0. It's been a struggle for Joyce against lefties this year. Was 1 for 14. Time is called. Astros with action with bullpen. Thatcher, this situation, just a one batter appearance for Thatcher. Giavotella on deck.
Getting ready. I think they were setting up inside.
Good rip at that one.
That's a pretty good pitch to do some damage.
So 2 ball, 1 strikeout here on Matt Joyce, the pinch hitter. And Stan Robertson on deck, then Giavotella. That's outside, 3-1. Seven hits for the Angels, 5 for Houston. They tied it up in the 8th inning and 2 runs off of Joe Smith. Ibar takes off. 3-1 is outside. The throw to third. Not in time. He kept the hand on there. Now he gets. They finally call time for him. Hopefully he's all right. Didn't jam anything.
Yeah, he read that one well going. And Thatcher pretty long as far as that delivery time to the plate, especially with that high leg kick. It's in there. Stolen base. 5th of the season, clearly beating the tag and keeping the hand on the base. Keeping the hand on the base and keeping the hand on the base. And still trying to keep that tag on him.
It took Hinch a while to come out, but clearly no secret that he was going to go to his bullpen with a couple of righties coming up here. And Will Harris will be summoned from the Astros bullpen. He's walking in, and Thatcher's departing. Another pitching change in the 8th. Still tied at 3. 3-3 tie here in the 8th inning with 1 out. The Angels have runners at the corners. And it is Will Harris, the right-hander, on a relief now. Third reliever used by A.J. Hinch here in the 8th. Matt Joyce at first base, Ibar at third. Dan Robertson will be the batter. Harris pitching in his 28th game. He's been phenomenal. 4-0 with a .82 earned run average. 33 innings, just 10 hits, 36 strikeouts, and 9 walks. But all you really need from Robertson is a fly ball deep enough to score Eric Ibar.
Or does Mike Scioscia potentially put a suicide squeeze on?
Robertson 1 for 3, singled in the 6th inning. Bunn who bunts a foul. A safety squeeze. Again, the outfield playing extremely shallow. I mean, it's almost as if this is the walk-off run is at third base, and we're in the 9th.
And you got a guy on the mound that throws a lot of fastballs. 80% of his pitches are fastballs. Throw an occasional curveball and changeup. 90 to 94 range.
Harris pitched yesterday, picked up the win. An inning in the 3rd against Seattle. Third lowest ERA among American League relievers behind Dylan Betances and Wade Davis, the Yankees and Royals respectively.
He's only allowed 3 earned runs, but he's allowed 3 home runs.
That's inside. 2 balls and a strike.
And Earth's not getting a real big jump down at third base. It'll take a perfect bunt here to get that job done on a safety squeeze.
Infield playing in, the middle infielders playing in now. Push bunt on the first base side. Carter has it. Here comes Ibar. He scores. The ball gets away. Heading to third is Joyce. Robertson to second, and the Angels are back in the lead 4-3. Carter with the shovel pass.
Looked like he had time to gather himself, but that's a tough feed to a catcher, especially knowing you have to apply a tag. It's not a force play. So well done by Robertson. He bunted that right down the first base line, and then the shovel pass. Castro's not by the plate. And Ibar scores the go-ahead run, slides and touches the base with his hand. And then Eric right away, seeing that ball getting away, saying to go for Matt Joyce to third base. And Robertson in the scoring position himself.
Error on Chris Carter, his 6th of the year. 4-3 Angels here in the 8th. Giavotella up now. Johnny 0 for 4. He lifts him foul and out of play. It's no balls and a strike. That run gets charged to Qualls. Matt Joyce standing at third belongs to Joe Thatcher, who walked the only man he faced this inning. Oh, what? Evens up the count. Leadoff single by Eric Ibar, and a big wild pitch as well. That put him in a scoring position. Eric with a big stolen base as well. Nice block by Castro.
Yeah, that stolen base by Eric really set up the inning because it forced the infield in. You have that ability to be able to put down that safety squeeze, which was well done by Daniel Robertson.
Good hitters count for Giavatella. Calhoun on deck. 2-1 pitch. Looks at a fastball for a strike.
And it's all about the timing and picking the right pitcher to go. A lefty, high leg kick from Thatcher. Got a real good jump. Slides in there. A big stolen base. Ibar's is keeping his hand on that basis to make sure. Of scoring the go-ahead run. Well done by Eric Ibar.
Breaking ball got him. 2 outs.
Tough curveball to make contact with. The pitch before, though, was a good fastball to put in play.
Cole 1 for 4 as he singled back in the 3rd inning. Looking ahead to the 9th inning for the Astros, Rasmus, Carter, and Tucker face Houston Street, who struck out Gaddis to get the Angels out of the 8th. Joyce at 3rd and Robertson at 2nd. Harris picked up via the waiver wire off the Diamondbacks roster this past offseason. Part of that revamped bullpen for Houston. Coming in tonight, the Pen, a 15-9 record and the 2nd best ERA. 2.56. The bullpen, however, allowed 2 runs tonight. Josh Fields, the home run to Pujols in the 7th. Now the run here in this 8th inning. Sky foul and out of play behind the plate. Now a 1-2 count. 4-3 Halos here in the 8th inning. Another nice block by Castro and a nasty breaking ball down low.
Certainly has a good curveball.
Out of Louisiana State University. 9th round pick by the Rockies in 2006. And now they're going to have a conversation here. Count even up at 2-2. This is a bouncer snagged by Harris. And we will head to the ninth. Houston Street trying to close it out. Eric Ibar scored in the arrow by Chris Carter. Halos on top 4-3. On top 4-3 here in the ninth inning. Houston Street trying to finish this one off. Want to remind you can fill out your 2015 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot now at Angels.com. Voting is exclusively online and available on your computer, tablet, and smartphone. You can vote up to 35 times at Angels.com. And Albert Pujols currently 5th in the voting among first basemen in the American League. 2 home runs tonight. 23 on the season. Carlos Perez takes over behind the plate to catch Houston Street. Rasmus swinging first pitch, hits one to Ibar. Shift, one down. Chris Carter, an 0 for 3 game. A strikeout, a couple of fly balls out. One to left, one to right.
Great spot with that fastball.
Fouled back off the mask, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Pulled over to third. Featherston across the diamond. 2 down.
Albert able to keep his foot on the base. Strong throw from Featherston.
Preston Tucker 0 for 1. He pinch hit to start the 8th and hit a fly ball out. Off the plate, 2-0.
Always tried to bring that changeup back. on the corner, a little bit off the plate.
A 1-0 game until the 5th. Pujols put the Angels in the lead. Tucker cuts through Allen. A 2-run shot by Albert. His second home run of the night in the 7th made it 3-1. And then Houston struck for 2 against Joe Smith in the 8th to tie it up before the Angels retook the lead in the bottom of the 8th. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Back-to-back fastballs upstairs in the strike zone.
Two now. Popped him up. Eric Ibar drifting out. Light that baby up as the Angels take the first one against the Astros. The final 4-3.
What a well-fought game. Albert Pujols, the story of this game. 2 home runs, 3 RBI for Albert, who continues to crush the baseball. Houston Street, what a job he did. Came in the 8th to get that final out, and then 3 in the 9th. And Robertson got that bunt down, that safety squeeze. They manufactured a run. Eric Ibar, big key for that winning run. On base for the hit, advanced on a wild pitch, steals third, and then scores on the safety squeeze. Houston Street picks up the victory here tonight.
Yeah, Chad Qualls takes the loss, no save. It's the second time this year in which Street has pitched more than an inning. The other was a 4-out save that he picked up against the Detroit Tigers. The Angels come from behind, and Albert Pujols once again remains red hot. 543 career home runs for him. You mentioned Daniel Robertson. Did a nice job with the bunt. Eventually scored the winning run. And Eric Ibar, he's down on the field with Alex Curry. Alex?
Thank you, Victor. Daniel, a big win to kick off this homestand against the league, against a team that's ahead in the division. How important is this win for you guys to start gaining some ground on the Astros?
I mean, we just try to win an inning at a time. You know, outs are important, and we're trying to win each out. And I think you saw Albert today. He put us up big, and we just tried to go from there.
You had a perfect bunt there to score Ibar. What kind of pitch were you looking for?
I was just looking for something to get down to that little alley. You know, Soch gave me the safety squeeze, and I was just making sure I got it down.
Now you mentioned Albert Pujols, a multi-home run game. It seems like every time he comes to the plate, he gives you guys an opportunity to win. What's it like playing with him on a daily basis?
I mean, it's awesome. You know what I mean? He sets a tone the way he prepares to play the game. And it's just, we just try to fall in line and try not to do the things, try to do the little things to win. You know, he's going to do the big things for us, and we just need to fall in line and help him out.
Well, congratulations on the great win. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Big win for the Halos as they kick off this series and homestand with a win for a final of 4-3 with 2 big flies from Albert Pujols. Let's get him to the All-Star game. But Angels Live is coming up next with Patrick O'Neill and Jose Mota.